we welcome you into the Mason Arena for the start of this GMC matchup between the Mason Comets and the Middletown Middies. I'm Daniel Panetti, joined alongside Isaac Fargo for today's game. As the Middies come into today with a 6-game winning streak. So they've won 6 of their last 7, and the Comets on the other side have lost 6 of their last 7. They're looking to get back into the win column.
Yeah, as you said, it's a very good opportunity to get into that win column. Of course, it's a GMC matchup. These Comets have been playing really good the last couple of games. They had a really good first half against Princeton. And right here, as we see Bryson Johnson getting, he's been that leader for this Comet team. As we see early, he's going to try and get in the scoring column as early and often as possible.
Yeah, Johnson, who had 35 points in that game versus Kings just a few weeks ago. Here's already a 3-ball, no good. That shot from Chandler Shields, one of the guards for this Middies team. The Comets trying to get momentum. That pass was going to Austin Trends, but it'll be a foul against the Middies.
Yeah, Austin Trends getting the start tonight in place of Jacob Lipinski. Jacob in the last game against Princeton suffered just a little bit of an ankle injury. Coach Stewie not willing to risk it for this game. But yeah, we can just see that switch of gears the last 5 or 6 games from Bryson Johnson. Just more confidence.
No good. Already another whistle. That foul going against Tyler Lupinski. His first and the team's first of the game. Look at Tyler Lupinski coming in averaging about 6 points a game. He's starting to kind of turn the corner a little bit as the season's been going around.
Yeah, Tyler's been doing a great job, but as one man once said, your best ability is your availability, and he's been fouled out a couple times this year, so he's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Jeremiah Landers went up with it, trying to get to 2, no good. Good defense there from the Comets. Quick pass to Johnson. He gets it out to Trends, takes the 3 from the wing, no good, and rebounded by the Middies.
Like that shot from Trends. He's been reaching that three-point arc a little bit more, which is great for his size.
Yeah, Trends came into tonight 3 for 15 on the year behind the 3-point line, so that puts him at 3 of 16 on the season. Trends, he had 10 points in that loss to Fairfield. He had 5 rebounds. 5 games this year, over 5 rebounds. Just a freshman, the only really starting freshman for this team. He's been making a nice impact. Nice pass down to Cooper. He was looking to get it to Ringwald, but a whistle before.
Yeah, it's a child from Cooper trying to make up his mind if he would pass it, but the Comets did a good job. First look from the Middies today in that kind of press full court. And the Comets did a good job exploiting it, getting it to the middle. Just need to execute.
Pass out to Landers on the right side. The Middies coming into tonight the best 3-point shooting team in the GMC. That shot was made by Arujo, number 15. We talk about this Middies team. They're second in field goal percentage, first in 3-point. Johnson thought about the 3, won't take it. Now to Ringwald. Trends in the left corner. Try to get it back to Ringwald, but it's intercepted. Now the Middies try to get it out. Looks like to Landers.
Yeah, going back to that last possession, the Comets were in that zone defense. And it's a good look because you want to hold the Middies to that perimeter because they have such that size advantage. But you just can't give up those layups like we saw that last time down.
Trends with it down below, goes up with it, rolls around the iron and in. Comets take a 4-2 lead here just a few minutes into the first period.
That's an experienced play from just a freshman. Doesn't have the size, but using that pump fake.
Pull-up jumper from Landers is no good. Something to mention about this Middletown team. They're led by Jeremiah Landers, who's averaging about 12.5 points per game, 7th in the GMC. He's also the quarterback of the football team. When the Comets, when they went into Middletown earlier this year, that 3-point shot from Ringwald, no good. When they went into Middletown, they made a 14-point comeback, so Landers probably looking to get a little bit of revenge tonight. Rebounded by Johnson after the miss. Comets going to reset their offense. Now out to Trends. Been looking about Trends already when he's getting the ball behind the line. The Middies defense has given them some room.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you got to do if you're this Comets team, you got to move the ball, especially if they're in this zone defense as they're showing.
Yeah, some nice ball movement from the Comets so far. Tyler Lupinski, a spin. Another one goes up with it, too short on the shot. Rebounded by the 6'11 center, Deshaun Shows.
Both Lupinskis do a great job of shielding their body and getting that spin move off. Just couldn't get the finish.
Now Maldonado, far behind the left wing. Or excuse me, now down to him. Dangerous pass out to Landers, guarded heavily by Ringwald. Well, it looks like this one's going to go against him.
We've seen the scouting report, Coach, too. He's trying to enforce on these stars in the GMC like Landers is really get in their grill, get really personal inside. But it sometimes causes to be a little over-aggressive and get in foul trouble.
Yeah, that shot good again from Landers. He has 4 already. Mentioned about Landers, he had 24 points in their loss to Lakota West earlier in the year. That one intercepted one-on-one and puts it up with the left hand. That was Michael Maldonado. He gives the Middies the lead, but going back to Landers, it was against Lakota West. He hit 5 of the 11 three-pointers that he shot. It shows how lethal of a shooter the two-way athlete can go. That 3, no good from Johnson, gets his own rebound. Pass out Ringwald for 3, and he hits it.
That's perfect execution from the Comets. Get the second chance. Great ball movement.
Maldonado quickly in response, but a big 3 for the Comets. We look at Ringwald last game versus Princeton on Tuesday. He was held scoreless, and we see with this Comet team is that when 3 isn't hitting those threes, their offense is far behind. Ringwald 2 games this year with 14 points and has very similar stat lines. He hit 4 threes in those 2 games. It was a 3 from Cooper, no good. He's going to get fouled.
Yeah, early in this game, this Comet team's really relying on that 3-point shot, mostly because of the inside presence of these middies down low. Obviously, number 21, Charles is one of the biggest guys you'll see all year long if you're a Comets fan. So it's really big that they move the ball like they did last time. They get those second chance opportunities and get to the free throw line.
First free throw from the 71% shooter is good. Cooper second on the team in free throw percentage. The Comets as a whole 66% on the year. Second one too short. That first one tied it up 8 apiece. Just a little under 3 minutes left in the period.
Something to mention, the Middies' 3rd foul already of the first quarter. Still 3 minutes to play, so just a couple more fouls and the Comets will get free throws.
Shields will take it up for the Middies. Trends was behind him, look for the steal, won't get it. Now out to the left side, thought about a 3 and does take it. And Landers hits his first 3 of the night, giving the Middies a 3-point lead.
Yeah, that's what happens down low. When Charles gets it, he gets doubled, and the Comets are going to have to switch it up.
Johnson goes in with it. That shot blocked. Now the Middies in transition, looking for Shields, but too far on the pass. It goes out of bounds. That's the second time tonight that the Middies have looked for number 4 down low, but too much power on the pass.
Yeah, obviously Shields has had a great year. He's had multiple 20-point performances in a couple of these games this year. One of them being 14 against Mason last year, so they're trying to get him going early.
Something to mention about Shields, another 2-way athlete. We talked about Landers being the quarterback. Shields, one of the top receivers for Middletown, and last year he had tied the school record for receptions. He had 94 per receptions. Mason calls a timeout, but we look at the chemistry that's going to build already. You know, Landers and Shields, you know, they play great together on the basketball court, but that kind of comes from the football experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into GMC play right here, the Middletown Middies 2-3 in the conference, haven't really played a lot of the GMC opponents, mostly because of the tournament that they entered. They played multiple Florida teams multiple Mississippi teams in that classic down there in Dayton. So they haven't really got the experience in these GMC matchups. What the Comet has, they've been 2-5 in the GMC, just a little bit lower down on that spectrum just because of more games played. So this is going to be a really big game. Early in this game, it's been a high-tempo game, and that's what Middletown wants. They want to speed up this Comet team, obviously using that press defense. And this Comet team, they're going to have to slow it down. They're going to have to go through their guys like Bryson Johnson, especially with the absence of people like Jacob Lipinski.
Yeah, losing Jacob Lipinski is going to leave a big hole for this offense. Nice dribble there from Johnson. Out to Ringwald, now finds Tyler Lipinski. Look at Middletown and Mason. They both played Sycamore this year. The Comets just once, and Middletown twice. That one stolen by Shields. He goes up with the right hand, and they take a 5-point lead. Quickly, Johnson gets it back out to Trends, puts it up, and he responds with a 2 of his own.
And again, right there, Johnson trying to get it down the court. Got lucky, got his feet in the air. Trends was there, but looking to see if Johnson could slow it down just a little bit, stay on his feet especially.
Another deflection by Shields. He goes into the bleachers. Shields, one of the top defenders on this team. He has 42 rebounds on the year. That's first for Middletown.
Something you definitely got to see for this Comet team is they got to use more of those pass fakes, especially the team that's going to be as aggressive on defense as possible, like this Middletown team. They're going to try and get in the passing lanes and get those deflections that they've had early in this game. You got to use those pass fakes and shot fakes.
We look in for the Comets. Bryson Barnett, number 13. He's a new addition. That shot blocked by 21, Deshaun Shows. Came into tonight 8 blocks on the year. That's tied for 4th in the GMC. And you have a 6'11" frame. It's hard to not be rallying up those.
Shows kind of been a prospect for this team the last couple of years. He's obviously 6'11", but he didn't really have that talent trait until this year.
I think we're going to get a charge on the middies. Bryson Johnson went down. But what we were saying, number 13, Bryson Barnett, it's his 3rd game for the Comets since being pulled up from JV. And so far, he's been making a really nice impact. 6 points per game, 8 points in his first game versus Coleraine, where he hit 2 out of the 3 3-pointers that he shot. So the Comets kind of adding another nice shooter from the perimeter. Johnson goes up with it, rolls around, no good, rebounded by Shows.
Something to mention, Jeremiah Landers did check out that last possession. It's his 2nd of the day. So early foul trouble for their star.
Arujo hits his 2nd 3 of the night, giving the Middies a 16-12 lead here late in the first period. Likely the last possession for both teams. The shot from Johnson, no good. 6 seconds left. They're just going to have to get rid of it. Arujo drives in, puts it up, no good, but he gets fouled on the way there. It'll send him to the line as time reads just 2.
Yeah, he's been playing a great half of basketball. He's been getting into the lane of this Comet defense, getting fouled. It's only Trent's first, team's 3rd, only 2 seconds left. Won't have to worry about any extra shots.
Arujo's 14 from 23, or 14 for 23 from the free throw line this year. Hits his first one. We go back to the 3-point shooting for him. He came into tonight 8 for 17, and that was 5th in the GMC with those 8 that he's hit. He's already put up that number a little more. 2nd one, no good. Rebounded by Trends. The clock expires. The score at the end of the first quarter, Comets trailing the Middletown Middies, a score of 17-12. Stay tuned here for the 2nd period here on Mason Sports Radio. We welcome you back for the start of the second quarter here from the Mason Arena. Comets find themselves down to score 17-12 here. The Middies will have the ball starting out first. Already a three ball from the left side, and that's good. Chandler Shields, and immediately comes in, almost gets the turnover from Bryson Johnson.
Yeah, the story of the first quarter was just Middletown controlling the pace of this game. What they want to do all game long is just...
Excuse me, that three-pointer from the Middies was from Maldonado, not Shields, my apologies. It's a 20-12 lead now for the Middies.
This Comet team, they got to slow it down. Middletown just wants to speed you up. They want to get you to make those wild passes that the Comets did run into in that first quarter. Johnson trends with his two that had a really good first half in using those ball fakes, pass fakes. Something I'd see in this second quarter.
Cooper on the left side, guarded contestedly by Maldonado. Now out to Johnson on the left wing. Trends with it down low. He's going to get it out to Cooper. A three ball is good. Wyatt Cooper gets the lead down to 5 for the Middies. A big three, his first of the day. Ball rebounded by Cooper. Well, the Comets looking to get some momentum. Pass down to Trends. It's a tough matchup for Trends. He's guarded by Shows. Shows being, a 6'10", 6'11" senior against the freshman Trends. It's definitely not an easy matchup.
J.D. Singleton will check in for Shows. So see if the Comets will go in the inside.
Cooper, Ringwald, a three from the corner is good! Dylan Ringwald puts the Comets within 2, his second three-pointer of the night, and it looks like it might be one of those games where Ringwald is hot from the three-point line.
Yeah, that was perfect execution from the Comets as Shields gets that three, but just Middletown's gonna be over-aggressive, trying to get those steals when they trap the Comets in the corner, and that extra pass from Opinski, getting those three-point shooters involved is huge.
Cooper tries to do another one, no good. Rebounded by Shields, 1-on-3. He's going to just sit back, let his offense come back to him. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast about how good of a shooting team that the Middies are. They came in today shooting over 40% from the three-point line, 40.7 to be exact. We mentioned that's top of the GMC, and it shows why that they almost have double the amount of wins as losses, because you're shooting that good from there and the field. From the field, it's about 50%. You're not going to lose many games.
And you got to think that's mostly because of people like Shows in the middle that attracts so many people down low. You got to have multiple people to box him out. So when he gets the ball down low, there's going to be multiple people crashing to him in the paint, and he's just going to dump it out to the outside. There's going to be someone open. So mostly the reason why they're shooting so good from the three-point line is just because they have open looks.
Yeah, and then you have the shooters of Maldonado, Arajo, and Landers. It's going to connect every time. Johnson, pass out. Now Lupinski just floats it up, and it goes through.
Great look there from Johnson. Great runner from Lupinski, but something great that they just did on defense. They got to get back, especially after a made basket. This Middletown team's been getting ahead of the 8-ball in this Comets defense after a made basket.
Yeah, we've seen after some of the threes where most teams would kind of cool off a little bit. The Middies are right back down on the Comets side within like a split second. Whistle on the rebound. It's going to be a foul. Looks like against the Middies. It's their first of the quarter.
Talking with Coach Shuey, one of the things he loves in his players are boxing out. Of course, the Comets don't have the most size today, or in general. They're going to have great box outs, as Ringwald did a great job there. Perfect execution. That's a second foul already this second quarter against the Middies.
That's on 32, Graham, who just got called just a few seconds ago. Was the second of the period for the Middies. With this score, still one possession. Comets 23-20 lead. Just a little over 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this period.
Still no Landers in the second quarter. He had 2 fouls in the first quarter. Their leading scorer on this team.
Johnson now down to Tyler Lupinski. Back to Johnson, makes Maldonado miss and goes up with the right hand. Doesn't even hit the backboard, goes right through.
It's a great look from Bryson Johnson. It's what he does best. That's mostly why he had 35 points against Kings. All those being mostly free throws, getting to the line.
Pull-up jumper from Keith Daniels is good. We're starting to see kind of the second line for the Middies so far, shooting pretty well. Daniels averaging about 4 points a game, had 11 points versus Fenwick last game. 3 ball from Tyler Lupinski, no good. Ringwald went in for the, trying to fight for it.
Wow.
Found his way on the floor.
Not sure about that call. Looks like Ringwald came in after the rebound and it looks like it was all ball. Might have been just because there was contact before and he had contact, but that's his second of the day. So he's going to check out as well with foul trouble.
Jack Droege checks in as well as Bryson Barnett for the Comets. Droge's been getting a little more action as the games have been going on. Didn't play much to start the year, but now getting his time. That 2 ball is good. And Keith Daniels, now a 27-22 lead for the Middies. Trends gets it to Lupinski, guarded heavily. And back down to Trends. Lupinski thought about the 3.
We'll see how these young players can get through the defense and really control this pressure.
Taken away from the Middies. Now Graham goes up with it. They're looking for a charge. It looks like they might have gotten it.
Yeah, that's perfect execution from number 24, Wyatt Cooper. Getting in the chest of number 32, Kayshawn Graham, and that's his second. So more and more as we pile up through this game, this Middletown team is very in-depth. They got a lot of pieces in that bench, but the Comets are starting to slowly deconstruct this team with foul trouble.
Three fouls for the Middies in this period. 2 more to get the Comets into the bonus. Barnett with it down in the left corner. He gets it to Johnson. Guarded by 2 Middies. He bounces it off the leg of Chandler Shields. It goes out of bounds, and we've seen that move plenty of times this year from Johnson when he's trapped in the corner, just chucking it at the feet of the defender to keep possession.
You know, Bryson Johnson upset with Bryson Barnett because he kind of ran away from the play once Johnson was trapped in the corner.
Nice pass into Lupinski, gets the and 1. That's big for the Comets, a chance to make it a 2-point game. And Lupinski will go to the line.
It's just Middletown sleeping right there. Lupinski on the inside, leverage, and just passing it to him, getting to the free throw line. That's the 4th already on Middletown of this quarter. Already 3 minutes to go, 1 more, and they'll be to the line.
That free throw no good from Lupinski. Shields goes in with it, too short, gets his own rebound, and gets the putback. We talk about how good of a rebounder Shields is. He does it on the offensive side this time. Nice fake there from Johnson. Pass down. Ringwald wasn't able to control it. Goes out of bounds. Waiting for the call. It'll be Middies. Middies ball. There's a nice pass down there to, it's like Ringwald there on the block. Just wasn't able to control it, and that leads to the turnover.
Yeah, you can just see from these guys that haven't really played a lot this year, Droege, Barnett, they're just struggling with the pressure of this varsity level, especially against a Middletown team.
Daniels with it at the top, guarded by Barnett, gets it to Maldonado. And that 2 ball is good. Makes it 31-24. Lupinski loses it. Now down to Cooper. Guarded heavily, but is able to get it off the board and in.
That's just a score. Find a way to score right there. Wyatt Cooper, multiple pump fakes, doing a great job of finding a way in. As Shields, we mentioned how he can get so many rebounds. That's mostly because of how tall he is and the GMC for that guard level. I mean, he's a 6'4" senior. He's listed as a forward, but we've seen most of this game. He's been on that perimeter. He's been taking the ball up. He's been getting to the basket. And that's the second on trends. So that's one of the guys on this Comet team you cannot get in foul trouble, especially with the absence of Jacob Lipinski in this game.
First free throw from Shields is good. Came in today 10 for 16 from the line. The last game for Shields had 8 points versus Fenwick. Already kind of reaching that mark. It's a 6-point lead for the Middies. 7 pending this free throw. Second free throw is good, so now a 7-point lead. 33-26 is your score.
It's going to be a really important minute and a half for this Comet team to keep it where it is or even drop it down to 5 or 6.
Nice pass down to Tyler Lupinski. Johnson, another assist. He's nearing the top of the charts in the GMC for assists. And those little passes there show you exactly why. Rougeau down to Shows. He passes it to Maldonado. Now a 3 from the wing is good. Daniels hits that 3. And that first in the GMC 3-point shooting really starting to show. Johnson to Cooper. Now to Barnett. Comets moving the ball nice. Johnson on the ground. No whistle, and it's intercepted. Maldonado with the left hand is good. And now the biggest lead of the night for the Middies, 38-28.
Yeah, Comets just scrambling to find anything.
3-pointer is good from Barnett, his first of the night. And that's big for the Comets, now under 20 seconds. It's big to hit that 3 right before half.
Looks like Middletown will hold for 1 here. If this Comet team can get a stop right here, it'd be massive. Difference between 7 and 9 or 10 is way big.
Maldonado will step back for the 3, too far. Rebounded by Barnett, and the clock expires. We go to halftime. After 2, Comets hit a big 3 thanks to Bryson Barnett to get the lead for the Middies down to 7. We'll head to half. Your score here, Middies 38, Comets 31. We welcome you back into the Mason Arena for the start of the second half, excuse me, as the Comets find themselves down 38-31. I'm Daniel Panetti, joined alongside Isaac Vargo. And Isaac, we look after that first half, what did you see from both of these teams trying to keep in this one?
Yeah, what I'd say is Bryson Johnson has just excelled in so many ways the last couple of weeks for this Comet team. He's kind of taken that role of the main option, as he was kind of told at the beginning of the year was going to be his role, and he's done a great job for this Comet team, just keeping them in the game. And for Middletown, they're in foul trouble right now. Jeremiah Landers played very limited minutes in the second quarter of play with 2 fouls in the first quarter. So we'll see if the Comets can take it inside and get more foul trouble from the middies, if they can withstand the pressure.
Tough pass into Tyler Lupinski. Now that Johnson on the right corner goes up with it, and he puts it through. Comets score first here in the second half, thanks to a corner and a layup from Bryson Johnson.
And I think mostly Bryson Johnson's playing so well in these last 2-3 weeks is because those shots are finally falling. At the beginning of the season, he did not make almost anything, and now those floaters and those three-point shots are starting to stick, which is why he's having better numbers.
Nice little pass there from Jeremiah Landers. He puts that one in through. So after Johnson and the Comets hit a 2, Landers and the middies respond right back. Pass back to Trends, now out to Cooper on the left side. Cooper, one of the guys, along with Ringwald, who has been on fire tonight from the three-point line. Here's Ringwald, here's a 3, no good. Shield tried to get the rebound, but it tips off of his hands. So the Comets catch a bit of a break. They keep possession.
That's a shot you like to see from Ringwald. He had a couple threes in that first half of play. He was also, at the beginning of the year, he was struggling with shot efficiency. He's starting to knock down a couple shots.
Yeah, Ringwald came in tonight 27.8% three-point shooter. He's taken the most threes out of anyone in the GMC. It was 52 coming into tonight. But he's starting to kind of get those to go down a little more. Johnson just running around trying to find something with the left hand, no good. Rebounded by Trends, but he gets it back out to Johnson. Lipinski drives in, no good on the shot.
That's a good foul there from Johnson on the sideline. When Landers gets in space, multiple of these guys, we've seen Maldonado, Landers, Shields, when they get in space and they get downhill getting those layups, they're really tough to stop. So Johnson, it's only his first of the game. That's a good stop before they get to the hoop.
Maldonado out to Landers on the right side. A turnaround jump shot, no good. And the Comets will now take it up. Johnson on the right side spins by Shields. Now down to Cooper, going up with it. No good. Comets have not been able to hit those kind of layups here to start the half.
Yeah, both teams are hot from three-point range in the first half, so look to see both of them slowing down, as we see right there with a miss from Landers.
Nice job there from Johnson to just take it out of the hands of Shows.
That's something Shows has to work on, and what he's been trying to work on is that physicality. If you're 6'10", 6'11", you got all the natural abilities. You got to get some physical presence in the paint.
Nice ball movement from the Comets. Trends to Ringwald. Down to Cooper. Comets just trying to find something. Feels like everyone on the floor has had the ball about 2 times this possession. Johnson just going to take it and resets.
Comets need to slow it down. You don't need to rush a shot up just because nothing's working right now. Got a ton of looks. That's a good one right there.
Trends a 3 is good. He hits the 3, his first of the night. He's been struggling from behind the three-point line tonight and this season, but that's big. It draws this game just to 4 points.
Talk about a bright future is Trends. He's got a 6'5" frame. He's playing as a freshman at the varsity level and at a high level. He's been starting the majority of the year. He's been having some growing pains, as you would expect, going from middle school to grown men at the varsity level, and he's starting to get that three-point shot down. And looking at the next 4 years, Coach Tui has to be splendid excited how he's going to be.
Yeah, not only the shooting, he's one of the top rebounders, is the top rebounder on this team with 37 on the year that was coming into tonight. It also has 5 blocks on the year. That's 10th in the GMC. So, the Comets facing the guy who has the most in Deshaun Shows. But, they have one of their guys.
Yeah, we've seen the last couple of games. This Comet team has done really well in either half one or half two. It's been kind of putting 2 halves together for this young, inexperienced team. So, if the Comets can keep it as close as possible, as late as possible, that's when they're going to get this win against Middletown.
Arroyo is going to go with it out to Maldonado, wide open on the corner. Takes so many spins and then drops in. So a 3 for the Middies, and Maldonado now makes it 43-36.
Yeah, Maldonado, pretty much a guard you can't ask much more of.
Tonight, Maldonado had been shooting over 50% from the three-point line. That's a big reason why this team collectively shoots 40%. Show that why he's hit a few tonight. 3 from Ringwald, and he hits it as well. Another 3 for the senior, and it's definitely been his night.
Daniel, a lot of staying around that possession.
Maldonado starting to hit some fire here in these past couple of minutes. Hits one, Ringwald hits one, then he responds with a second just of the minutes.
Yeah, like I was saying, this Comets team, when they're going down that half-court offense, Bryson Johnson, he's holding the ball. What a finish.
Johnson went up for the shot. He hit it and got fouled.
Charge called on the Comets. It's just, it's an unfortunate last couple of things for this Comet team. With that three-point shot, you were looking good. It wasn't the greatest possession, but you got the 3 to go, and then Maldonado with the 3. Johnson with a great take, but just the charge there's killer.
And so a bad charge shows, or sorry, that was Shields, puts in the 2. Now a 9-point lead for Middletown.
Again, with no Jacob Lipinski because of his ankle injury suffered last game against Princeton. This Comet team, they're looking to find people that can move around.
Barnett just flings it up, no good. Rebounded by Shields. Escapes the 2 defenders. And now they reset. 3 from the corner, no good. Shields gets the rebound, it goes out of bounds. It looks like it'll be Mason Ball.
You'll take that if you're the Comets, but Middletown Middies are starting to look really comfortable on the offensive side. They're starting to use this press right here, and it's starting to become a 9-point lead, one of the biggest leads of the day.
Barnett down to Cooper. Out to the left side, now going up with it. Looks like
it's called a charge.
Another charge. I mean, I don't know so much about that one.
I mean, it looked like when the ref motioned it, it was just kind of a I'm not sure kind of charge call. Looked like Tui couldn't believe it on that right side, and it's kind of an unsure call, it looked like.
Yeah, you can tell the sell from the defender brought the call. Landers hits the 2, now an 11-point lead for Middletown. This one's starting to kind of slip out of the fingers of the Comets trying to stay in.
That was a grown man finish from number 2. As you said, trying to get his a get back against this Comet squad.
That shot from Cooper, no good. It's like
As Comets haven't had those charge calls like Middletown, but right there, Ringwald just moving a little bit too much before that call gets to the line. It's Ringwald's 3rd, team's 4th already. And we talked about Middletown getting in foul trouble. They had 0 fouls this quarter.
A lot more cleaner basketball from them. Shields will go to the line. Free throw, no good. Look at Shields. We mentioned him being a wide receiver. He's a Mercyhurst commit to play football. Was fourth in the GMC with about 600 receiving yards on the year on the football side of things. And lies in the top 10 of plenty of stats here in the GMC for basketball, including 6 or the most field goals of any player. Second free throw is good, so now a 51-39 lead for Middletown.
Yeah, Dan, talking about Shields, kind of when I'm glancing down at this black hole, I see in the first section is Kaiser Wilhelm, who's been giving a little bit of words to Shields. It might be because he was guarded with that matchup with Shields. Might have a couple words with him. Shields has answered a couple of those calls with some three-pointers. It's pretty funny to see he's got that camera down there.
Hey, Wilhelm did a pretty good job. Shields only had 1 reception in that game versus Mason.
And you can't be surprised with Wilhelm how good he was for this Comet team.
Congrats to Wilhelm. He was selected first team all GMC for football. His first time placing there as a senior.
Comets down 12, probably the biggest lead of the day. Got to get something here.
I think Barnett was trying to get it to Ringwald, but just lost it on the transition. The Middletown player is down. It looked like Daniels hitting the floor. A foul's going to go against Johnson. That's his 3rd of the game.
Johnson's 3rd now. Someone you just can't lose. He's the anchor of this offense. We've seen that the last couple of games, almost pretty much the whole season. Since that slow start, he's averaging 14 points a game now.
Kenny Green was actually the one that was on the floor. Hits the first free throw. Had 10 points last game versus Fenwick. He's 3 for 5 on the year from the line. That first one makes it 4 for 6. Coach Toohey in the comments will call a timeout. They come over. So as it's timeout, we're going to head to a short break. Stay tuned as we come back here on Mason Sports Radio. We welcome you back in after the timeout. Score here 52-39 in favor of Middletown. I'm Daniel Panetti alongside Isaac Vargo. And Isaac, what do you think the Comets have to do? They're down the most that they have been tonight. How can the Comets try and get back in this?
Yeah, it's kind of the identity we've seen most of today. It's Bryson Johnson has to drive into the basket. There has to be good spacing from this Comet team and get more separation in those three-point shots. They got to get back in the game. You got to feel like with that three-point shot. And they can't really play a zone, you would think, because Middletown doesn't have to hold the ball with the no shot clock in high school, but they got to strand some stops somehow.
Green hit both of his free throws. That shot from Johnson, no good. Rebounded by Middletown. Now Landers will take it up. He's going to just drive in with it himself. Now pass all the way to the right side. Maldonado with 3. And just like he's been doing all night, he hits it. Now 17-point lead for Middletown.
And Maldonado's just having a night, number 1.
Yeah, we knew how good of a shooter he was. Said earlier, 51% three-point shooter coming into tonight, and it's crazy to say, but he might be driving that up even more.
Yeah, and the scouting reports, obviously, we've seen with how high that three-point percentage is for this Middletown team. The scouting report has to be, let them beat you inside, but also you got a 6'11" guy down there, so we haven't really seen a lot of shows in this third quarter. So it's been interesting last third quarter, end of third quarter.
Yeah, the Comets aren't new to playing giants on the court. They played many. They had to face one against St. Xavier earlier in the year. This is Little Miami. Princeton has some big guys. This hasn't been in the Comets' favor size-wise. Three ball is no good from Wyatt Cooper. A whistle on the shot. It's going to be a hold against Tyler Lupinski. Or sorry, 25 Austin Trends, excuse me.
Yeah, it's Lipinski's third now. This Comets team, one more foul, and they're going to get to that bonus. Only 8 seconds left, though.
Last possession for Middletown. Landers is going to take a far three. No good. And the clock sounds before any offensive rebound. So that does it. We head to the end of the third quarter. Comets down big, 56-39. Welcome you back for the fourth quarter here in the Mason Arena. Comets find themselves in their biggest run of the night, down 56-39, as the Middies will have the ball. Daniel Panetti joined alongside Isaac Vargo as Shields slams it down. What a start for the Middies. We haven't seen that tonight, but my goodness.
I mean, it's been a slow season for this Comet team, but I mean, my goodness. It just looked like they were trying to draw a play up for that.
He gets fouled on the shot. It looked like, see who it was. It looks like maybe Maldonado will be at the line. Something to mention about the Comets, they came in today with the second worst point differential in the GMC. It was -10, and that's going to drop. Right now it's looking like it'll drop. Now they find themselves down 19, but shows that this season the Comets have just been playing from behind almost pretty much every game. Free throw no good. The Comets will take it out.
For this Comet team, you might not get the win today, but you got to start, get some good habits for this team. You can't start playing basketball where you're just throwing it up, creating bad habits.
Free ball from the left side. It was Ringwald, no good. Trent's fighting for the rebound. The Middies will have it now. Landers, Diana, without even looking, just puts it up. Now 61-39 for Middletown. Nice pass in to Lupinski, but he can't finish. Trends with the rebound, has to just go up with it. He does. Off the board and in.
Good look for Trends there, getting him in the scoring column. First time since that three-pointer in early second quarter.
Daniels gets fouled on the shot. He's fouled by Tyler Lupinski. His fourth, one more, and he's out. Look at Lupinski. He's fouled out of 2 games this year. Once was last game versus Princeton, and then earlier in the year versus Kings. So he's been in foul trouble at almost every game. Not free throw good.
Shows will check in for the first time since that second quarter. It's been a lot of this just run and gun kind of offense since second, third quarter, and it's worked out for the Middies very well.
Second free throw glides around the rim and no good. Rebounded by Cooper. The Comets will set. Ringwald in the left corner. Lupinski will take the 3. No good. Bounces out. Sounds like we may get a blocking foul.
Looks like just a little bit of confusion from the Middletown coaching staff and the referees.
So Middletown will take it out. Daniels guarded heavily. Now down to Landers. He's going to get it out to Graham on the left side. He drives in, tried to go up, but no good. Rebounded by Lupinski. Ringwald to Johnson. He takes the 3. Too far. And rebounded by Shows.
Yeah, exactly what you don't want. Just you never see someone like Bryson Johnson taking those type of just desperation threes, and down 21. It's been a frustrating night, frustrating season for Bryson Johnson. One of those starters, one of the only players that even played last year for this Comet team.
So we look ahead for both of these teams. Middletown can make a strong case for being the hottest team in the GMC right now, but they will go home and face Lakota East in their next game. Lakota East just had a big loss to Oak Hills. That was their first loss in conference, but other than that, they're 8-2. So a battle between 2 of the top teams in the GMC. That'll be this upcoming Tuesday.
And talking about that Lakota East game against Oak Hills, it was so surprising because you see Trey Perry, of course, 4-year starter. He's been dominant in the GMC all year long, but they shot almost 20%, actually 20% on the dot for the game. Trey Perry, 10 points, but 3 for 16. It's just crazy to see how a team can just completely not be able to make shots and lose a game. So that was big for Oak Hills. Of course, we've seen GMC's one of the best conferences you could stay in Ohio with how good and how many teams are so good and how so many teams are so competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be the second meeting between Middletown and Lakota East. Lakota East took the first one at home, a score of 67-44. But that was kind of before the Middies started kind of catching fire. They started the year 1-4, and this is going to be their 7th straight win. So one team, the Middies, on a massive run right now versus Lakota East, who just dropped one. Offensive rebound by Shows is good, makes it 64-41. Now a 23-point lead.
Yeah, interesting no call there. Looked like Shows got a little bit of Lipinski after the play.
Ringwald's 3, no good. Put back from Trends. That was a nice shot from the freshman. He's been having a solid game so far.
Yeah, Trends has been going inside, outside. He's had that assignment on Shows. He's done a good job boxing out. As we saw last time down, he did a good job in the post.
Fade away from Landers, no good. Shows gets the rebound, no good. Another rebound.
You know, some might say announcer's jinx real. I don't believe it, but right there it might have been true. Shows getting a couple offensive rebounds.
Look at the comments. We just talked about their point differential, but they have the worst rebound differential in the GMC, getting out-rebounded every game. They give up about 26 a game, and so far, Middletown has just been eating them alive down in the paint. First time we've seen Shows at the line so far. That first one, no good.
Interesting free throw mechanics there from Shows. The left foot extended way farther back than you would normally see.
That makes him 11 for 18 on the year. It's his second one. He'll go up. No good. Rebounded by Middletown. Down to Daniels, and he hits it, gets the end one. So didn't really need the free throws. They get it two with a chance to add another one on top of it.
Yeah, it's just when Comets don't really have a lot of depth. They don't really use a lot of pieces. So when you have so many guys that have played for so long against guys that are a lot bigger and stronger than them, you're going to see a lot of offensive rebounds starting to get lazy at the end of the game. Starting fatigue might be setting in for this Comet team.
That was the fourth foul of the period for the Comets. One more, and Middletown gets in the bonus. Ringwald to Johnson. He's guarded by Daniels. Long pass to Lupinski. Now Cooper down low. Out to Trends. He hits the three. Bounces around and hits it.
Trends, man. I mean, one of the only guys you could say for this team that really had that 3-and-D aspect.
Shows gets the putback. 68 to 46, but a very solid night, overall from Trent, but mainly from the three-point line. He's the tallest guy for the Comets, and he's shooting, kind of like a guard so far. Cooper finds Johnson down low. Trends was calling for it. Now a three, no good. Rebounded by Trends. Thought about going up with it to Cooper. And Ringwald will let one fly, no good. Rebounded by J.D. Singletary.
Yeah, look for Middletown to just kind of slow it down here.
Lander is not really sure what the plan was there, but it goes out of bounds. Comets will get possession. Jack Drogi will check in, as well as Braylon Payton and Bryson Barnett.
Yeah, Payton hasn't checked in all night tonight. The only senior on this team, excluding Ringwald.
Braylon Payton got his first points of the year versus Coleraine earlier in the season. Johnson down Lupinski. Now a three from Barnett, and he hits it. Barnett been having a solid game from behind the line as well.
Yeah, Barnett's going to be one of those guys for the future that you're going to like as a Comet fan. Bryson Johnson, of course, he's the facilitator. He's the guy that's going to have the most people inside. But those guys like Barnett, guys like Ringwald on the outside for those three-pointers is going to be really nice in the future.
It's like a travel on the middies. It's like Colin Minogue will check in for the first time tonight. Talk about how Coach Dewey has been doing. He's been kind of experimenting with a lot of JV guys. We didn't see the Jack Drogs, the Colin Minogues, and Bryson Barnetts, and now they're starting to get a lot of minutes.
Yeah, Colin Minogue, it's the lefty he's got. The only reason really that he doesn't play is because he's a lot smaller, but he's a facilitator, great passer. I've seen a couple of JV games this season. He's been the star of the show. Has it here.
Long pass now. Payton runs into a wall of defenders, deflected away. Now the middies will go up with it. Graham with the left hand. 72 to 49 is your score. Here from the arena, Barnett's shot blocked. That three-pointer is good from Kenny Green. These shots pretty much all going down for the Middies.
Yeah, we talked about in the second half about how this Comet team hasn't gotten two halves together. That first half, they played good basketball. For the most part, they played at their own tempo. Didn't go overly to Middletown's side, but this second half, it's been all Middletown, mostly because of that pressure applied and speeding the Comets up.
That's 5 fouls in the quarter now for the Comets. So the Middies will go to the line. Next up for Mason, they stay here in the arena. They welcome in the Fairfield Indians, who are towards the top of the GMC. So not an easier game after this. It's the second meeting between the two. First one at Fairfield, the Indians took down the Comets 67-46, as the Indians still undefeated in conference.
Yeah, Dan, as you said, it's not going to get any easier when you're in the GMC for this Comet team. As Fairfield at home, one of the better teams. We stayed Lakota West on the road. I mean, might have the most talented kids in the conference. Got Withrow and then Hamilton. So just more opportunities. You would think tonight, with how even these teams have been in conference play, that this could be a game that the Comets could get done, but in this second half just haven't played good enough to get a win.
Yeah, and just what a great job that head coach Bill Edwards Jr. and the Middies have done over this last long stretch of games. This will be their 7th win in a row. And that one goes through as well. Now 77-49. We look at Edwards. He's a second-year head coach. He's a Middletown alum. He graduated in 2009. He's a two-time player of the year. He's done a great job for this Middletown team this year. That shot no good. They try another three, and it's good.
Kenny Green, I mean, a guy you might have not heard of, hasn't really played all of that. He might be playing the second starters, but he has like 10 points now.
He's been great from the three-point line this year. The Comets respond with the three of their own. Now reach under, about 40 seconds left here in this fourth quarter.
Wouldn't be surprised if Middletown gets one more shot up here just before the end of the game.
And they do. The layup is no good. Under 20 seconds now. Minogue. Looks like it'll be a charge. You mentioned the Middies being in the bonus. But it looks like they're just going to throw this one in. Clock ticks now below 10. The last possession for the Middies. Ball's on the ground. Peyton will actually get it. Now a 2-on-1. Pass down and a foul on the shot.
As we wrap up here, as an Ohio State fan myself, I'm going to have to get the UC Bearcat opinion. Notre Dame, Ohio State, January 20th. Who you got, Daniel?
You look at Notre Dame, their head coach. Who is he? He's the former Bearcat defensive coordinator.
Also former Ohio State player.
Look, I'm UC Bearcats through and throughout. Give me Notre Dame. I know Ohio State. They've done so good this year. Jeremiah Smith only had 3 yards last night. It was a great win versus Penn State. I think they get it done. Clock sounds here from the Mason Arena. The Comets suffer a big loss here to the Middletown Middies, score of 80-54, as the Middies just completely took control in the second half.
Yeah, it was all Middletown second half of this game. Bryson Johnson had a great game. Austin Trent's had a great game, but it's got to be all 5 guys for this Comet team all day, every day if they want to get wins in this GMC conference.
So the Comets now drop to 2-10 and 2-6 in conference. for the Middies. It's 8-4, and they even out 3-3 in conference. That'll do it here from the Mason Arena. We thank you for watching here on Mason Sports Radio. Go Comets.